Hi guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be actually speaking on a subject that only one can actually decide for themselves. And if you're not in that situation, you're not going to actually know how you're going to actually answer, how you're actually going to react, or actually take action. And like I've said in previous videos, uh, I never took a bribe because I was never offered a bribe. I never take any kind of kick down because I was never offered it. I'm not saying that I would, but I can't honestly tell you that I wouldn't. Not until you're in that actual situation and it's in front of you is when you're really going to know what your answer is going to be, right? So, not let's take away the equation of bribes, of corruption, let's take away all that and let's just put it out there and family, right? So, what now? You got to make a decision. And I'm talking about immediate family too. Immediate family, parents, siblings, spouse, what would you do, And would you turn somebody in? Would you not associate with that family member anymore? Or would you not say nothing, which is the same as aiding and abetting, facilitating? That's what you're doing. And when one comes to terms with actual the reality of risking it all and including incarceration, it's going to be a deep thought. But on the other hand, you would have. This is just my opinion, and my opinion means nothing to this actual case. But as to you, my audience, why would a loved one put an agent in that predicament, in that situation? Why would they put their loved ones in situations? For example, a border patrol agent. That's one of the best unions you can ever get into. And just Google Sunday salary just for Sundays. See how much they make. And when you're put in a situation where uh, you're facing deportation down to Mexico, it's no joke. Especially when you don't have the actual uh, any kind of support down there, any kind of support, money wise, housing, food, and you're already up in age. Like what could be possibly be waiting for you down there? But yet you're over here illegally, with prior deportations. And I I don't know. I guess I just took my background actually serious serious enough to think about it. If I was willing to actually have my personal life actually, you know, pick through, and you never know what comes up. You never know what someone's gonna say about you, right? And for somebody to put a loved one through that, and this is just my opinion, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair for the fact that you're actually interrupting somebody's entire life. But yet again, that somebody is going to actually have a good meaning of how you're going to actually pass this background, right? So when you come to terms and you sit down by yourself or with friends or with your spouse or with family, and you take that extra step, there's there's no going back, but there is going back. But you know deep inside that you failed because of the fact that you weren't able to correct that situation. And I'll, I didn't want to do a video of it just for the fact that it's something that should be actually falling on the actual your background investigator. But I don't know exactly the exact facts of this particular case. But there was an agent in San Diego who was harboring his father. And when I mean harboring, um, the father had, I think, a couple of deportations. So therefore, they put you on a different scale now. If you come back, if they try to come back, they are going to tack on 7 to 10 years as a penalty, and they are going to go through with it. It's not a threat. It's not a fine. It's not let's just send them back to Mexico, because that's what you originally signed for. You originally signed that you want to leave this country to your native country. Therefore, you're not going to do any jail time for being here illegally. And once you try to come back or you are found to be here, you're looking at a minimum 5 years. 5 years on that. And that's what happened in this case. Um, I don't know exactly what drove the deportation team, the ICE. I don't know what actually if they got an anonymous call, if someone turned them in. And see, that's another thing too. Okay, when you're dealing with a situation that you're here illegally, and you get into an argument, and I've seen it many times. As a matter of fact, I'm going to write this one down. There are many times where not necessarily a spouse, but an in-law will actually get into some disagreement, some kind of business deal, some kind of argument, and out of frustration, out of anger, out of this hatred, they will call immigration themselves. And it's that easy. An ex can call. An old neighbor that you burned or you had a disagreement with will call. And people are gonna call. They are. And so this agent actually was harboring his dad so actually to the extreme that he built a little semi little bunker, not a bunker, but like a yeah underground little bunker, where his dad could actually hide out and be undercover if ICE were to come to the house to look for him. So from actual experience, I'm telling you right now from actual experience, they Like for example, a like this son and dad, right? He actually uh, the agent actually lives here, actually lives at that house. He's a resident at that house, but yet he is suspected of harboring his dad there. But yet they don't have any proof that the actual dad's there. So especially if the dad's already been deported and he's already off paper and there's no proof that he's back, they can't go to a judge and say that we want a warrant because we think he's here. It doesn't matter. You gotta have facts, not because you think, and the judge is not gonna entertain that. So they'll show up to your house with a piece of paper in hand, knock, ask for the person that they're asking, who they're looking for, and if it turns out that you lied to them, that's what they get you, lying to a federal officer. And they're expecting you to tell them the truth and the actual situation. So when that actually pops up, uh, you don't technically need to actually have him come to the house, in the yard, or in the actual home, right? But how is that agent going to look not allowing them to actually enter his property? That there's a lot of pressure on him now, and trust me, that that strike team is then actually going to contact that agent supervisor and have a long conversation with him. So they end up finding the little bunker that they had made for him, and they took the actual father into custody because he's actually violated his no return to the United States, and now this agent is up on with got charged with actually aiding and abetting, lying to federal officers, and just numerous charges, and he's lost his job. You know. Now, this is just my opinion. Was the dad in the wrong, or the son just trying to take care of his pops because he knew that nothing good was waiting for him down south? And unfortunately, they both got jail time. Yeah. So that's just another example of how you can actually fall into a corruption situation without actually being corrupt to an extent. And I just got a couple more, not ideas, but I got a couple more stories that I could actually bring to the table here. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks a lot, guys.